What's up guys, this is B Random. Today I'm going to be doing a Nuzlocke challenge of Pokemon Liquid Crystal, a ROM hack of Pokemon Fire Red, updating a much older game to the new format. So let's get right to it. These are the guys that helped to make the ROM hack, so we're definitely going to give credit to these guys. They did a fantastic job. And now let's talk with Professor Oak. Hello! Sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People call me the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. Some people play with Pokemon, some people battle with them. But we don't know everything about Pokemon yet. There are still many mysteries to solve. But first, tell me a little about yourself. Now tell me, are you a boy or girl? Well, I'm most definitely a boy, so... Let's begin with your name. What is it? And go with B Random. Be Random, are you ready? Your very own Pokemon story, full of memories and tough challenges, is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go. What? You woke me up. Will you check the clock for me? What time is it? What? So it's Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Yes, it is. Why not? 42 minutes. You overslept. Excellent. Up and coming Pokemon Master, of course, has to sleep in late. Take a potion for the Pokemon we don't have. And let's change these settings. Oh, be Random. Our neighbor, Professor Elm, was looking for you. He said he wanted you to do something for him. Oh, I almost forgot. Your Pokegear is back from the repair shop. Here you go. Pokemon Gear, or just Pokegear, is essential if you want to be a good trainer. To make calls, just turn the Pokegear on and select the phone icon. Phone numbers are just stored in memory. Please choose a name you want to call. Gee, isn't that convenient? Well, it would be, but in the case of this ROM, the Pokegear is really ineffective. It uses the same method as the V-Seeker. The VS Seeker, excuse me. I was wondering if you could help me with it, Be Random. You see, I'm writing a paper and I want to present it to a conference, but there are some things I don't quite understand yet. So, I'd like you to raise a Pokemon that I recently caught. Thanks, Be Random, you're a great help. When I announce my findings, I'm sure we'll delve deeper into the many mysteries of Pokemon. You can count on it. Oh hey, I got an email. Hey listen, I have an acquaintance called Mr. Pokemon. He finds weird things and is raving about his discoveries. Anyway, I just got an email from him saying that this time it's real. It is intriguing, but we're busy. Wait, I know. Be Random, can you go in our place? I want you to raise one of these Pokemon I caught in these balls. You'll be that Pokemon's first partner, Be Random. Go on, pick one. Well, I set up a poll on my Facebook and told my friends that Chikorita was going to be my Pokemon of choice, so... And with all Nuzlocke challenges, I'm going to have to give it a nickname. So let's go with... Jason. I'm watching you, Elm. Who the hell was that? Anyway, Mr. Pokemon lives a little bit beyond Cherry Grove, the next city over. It's almost a direct route there, so you can't miss it. If your Pokemon is hurt, you should heal it with the machine, am I right? Feel free to use it any time. You should be okay, but in case, I'll give you my phone number. Call me if anything comes up. You see the open window right here? Pleasant breezes blowing in. Oh, be random. I want you to have this for your errand. There are only two of us, so we're always busy. Well, perhaps you should get better funding at your lab. Two people doing the research for all the Pokemon in the world seems like a really big deal. Alright, here we go, people. And the first Pokemon we encounter is a Rattata, of course. So one thing that's going to make this Let's Play a little bit harder is that Chikorita isn't really the most widely picked Pokemon. And it's mostly based more on defense rather than attacks. So, I mean, it's going to be a little bit harder to play with. But we will get there. We'll get there. Come over here and get this item. Another potion. Good, because we're going to need to be stocked up on these to keep all of our Pokemon in tip-top shape. Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself and my Pokemon experiences. Way back in the day, many moons ago, I used to play Pokemon Fire Red on the big original Game Boys, the big white monster that everyone had. And I had Pokemon Red that I got from a friend, and we would also, you know, we'd play together, we'd battle and stuff like that. Because we were one of the lucky kids to actually manage to have a link cable. Those things were like rare candies. I swear, you could never find one when you needed it, but we managed to have one. And we would always play and have fun, and we, you know, never figured out back in the day you needed to trade certain Pokemon to make them evolve, but on top of that, we never actually had the Pokemon that, you know, needed to be traded. I just always picked the biggest, baddest looking monster that we could find and threw it at the opponent. And then I ended up moving and I lost my friend, and I guess I lost my Game Boy when that happened too, because I could never find it again. And after that, I was kind of out of Pokemon for a few years. And then one day, my mom decided to go to the store and got me the present for Christmas. And it happened to be the Game Boy Advance. And with the Game Boy Advance, it already came with a game. And the game just happened to be Pokemon Crystal. And I just absolutely went nuts over it. I mean, Pokemon Crystal was just fantastic to me. You know, the world was, you know, 2 worlds. Twice as big, 16 gyms. You know, get to fight the Elite Four twice and going to fight Red at the end. I mean, that was the ultimate challenge. And, you know, that was always a really good feeling when I played that game. And, you know, as a child, you know, facing Red, or Ash from the TV show, and Red that I learned later was from the manga. It was just a real good feeling, like, oh yes, I am the real Pokemon Master now. But yeah, and after that, I kind of fell out of Pokemon again a little bit, and then Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire came out, and I can remember going to the store with my Nana and finding, Pokemon Ruby on the shelf, and I just had to have it. I mean, I like literally broke down and cried, because I wanted it so badly. And she called my papa, and they talked it out, and they were like, all right, fine, we'll get it for you. And I was just overjoyed, and I went home and played the game like mad. My first Pokemon in Ruby, would you have it, was actually Mudkip. So I do love Mudkips. And I went through and played that game. It was a completely different experience. The new graphics were excellent, and the new Pokemon were strange but somehow familiar, and it was great. And when Pokemon Emerald came out, I had to have it as well. I went and saved up my money for the longest time, and when I finally went to get it, I ordered it offline, and I got it home, and as soon as I got it, it was fantastic. I mean, it was so much more than what was in Ruby. The graphics were even more better. I mean, it was a wonderful game. And I've always loved Pokemon. It's always been a really fun game for me. It's always been, excellent pastime, and I just believe that everyone likes Pokemon in general, for the most part. I mean, you can't not love, sweet little creatures, fighting to be the champion, because everyone wants to be that person. You want to be the winner. You want to be the champion. You want to be, ascended higher than what you are. And Pokemon was always, that thing for me. I've always been very, very well playing Pokemon. It always made me pretty happy. So I decided that, I would like to play, a Nuzlocke challenge for people, because I, went and read the Nuzlocke comics and saw a few other people playing other Nuzlocke challenges, and I found it to be really intriguing just to add that difficulty to the game, because I know in all of my games, like, every one of my Pokemon fainted like 506 times. So going back and trying to do that without them dying once is a really difficult challenge. But anyway, back to the game. So we're about to get Pokemon Egg from Mr. Pokemon. Professor Elm calling. Hello, be random. It's a disaster. It's just terrible. What should I do? Oh, no, please come back here now. Click. Well, what the hell happened? What's going on? Can't deal with you right now, Pidgey. Professor Elm needs me. And if it seems I'm being very quiet, that's because this is my very first Let's Play, and I'm a somewhat shy guy, and for me to go out and do something like this that's going to be seen, all over the internet, all over for the world to see if they wanted, it's kind of a little unnerving. So if I seem a little quiet or a little shy or a little nervous, it's because I am. But I'm going to give it my best, and hopefully you guys will be able to give me a little bit more confidence, and I'll be able to keep making these videos. Why are there so many Spinnerax out here? It's 2 something in the afternoon. These things should be coming out at nighttime. But then again, this isn't a perfect match of Pokemon Crystal. You know, I have found that there are a few different things in the game, you know, here and there, that you're like, hey, that wasn't in the original. But from what I've seen, all of them are just good additions to the game. But we'll get to those later when we find them. Let's heal up. Oh yes, and I've completely forgot to mention, but the 5 rules that I'm going to be using for my Nuzlocke challenge are the first 2, or first 3 actually, are the ones that are the general consensus. Is the first one is, if your Pokemon faints, it's dead and can no longer be used in any battles, and you either have to release it or put it in a box labeled dead or heaven or something like that. For this challenge, I'm going to be putting mine in the box, just to put them there. The second one is, the first Pokemon you find on each different route or different area is the only Pokemon you can catch. If it dies, runs away, or anything, it's gone, and that's all you get. The third is, you have to nickname every Pokemon. It brings you a little bit closer to them and makes them feel a little bit more special. The fourth is going to be one of those extra rules, and that's that if I find a shiny Pokemon, no matter if it's the first Pokemon or the 105th Pokemon I find on a route, I am allowed to catch it anytime, and if that Pokemon faints, it cannot die. It's not dead. Just because there's like a 1 in 8,000 something chance that I would ever find a shiny, so it's not that likely. So, and also I'm going to clarify now, that does not count for the shiny Gyarados that I find at Lake of Rage. That is not going to be under this rule at all. And the 5th and last rule is that all legendary Pokemon have to be killed. They will not be on my team. I will not be capturing them, no matter if they're the first Pokemon I find or not. They will all die. But anyway, let's get going. Dum dum dum. You got a Pokemon at the lab? What a waste. A wimp like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I too have a Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, see, and the one thing that they did with Pokemon Liquid Crystal is that everything is just a little bit harder in the game. Like, as you can see, this Cyndaquil is level 7 instead of being level 5 where it would normally be. But all around, the game's a little bit more difficult. I think that you get a little bit less experience and a little less money. So all around, it's a bit of a harder game to play. And that's going to bring a bit more challenge to this Nuzlocke challenge already. So we're gonna see how well this works out for us. I hate Smokescreen. And of course he does it again, as soon as I say that. Defeated. Level up. And Razor Leaf. Excellent addition. My name's Question Mark. I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. Well, good on you. Actually, I can go through this route without touching any grass, so let's go. Let's give this egg back to Professor Elm, see what he thinks of it. And it's snowing? What? What? This makes no sense. Well then. The Pokemon was stolen from here. I was just getting some information from Professor Elm. Apparently, it was a young male with a long red hair. What? You battle a trainer like that? Did you happen to get his name? Actually, I did. I think my rival's name is going to be... Jer. Yes, it was. You're welcome, officer. Have a good day. This is terrible. Oh, yes. What did Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? This. But is it a Pokemon egg? If it is, this is a great discovery. What? Professor Oak gave you a Pokedex. Be random. Is that true? That's incredible. He's superb at seeking the potential of Pokemon people as trainers. Wow, Be Random. You have what it takes to become the champion. I'm glad after one little mission he thinks I could be the champion. You seem to be getting on great with Pokemon too. You should take the Pokemon Gym Challenge. The closest gym would be the one in Violet City. Be random. The road to the championship will be a long one. Before you leave, make sure that you talk to your mom. Thanks, man. Be random. Use these on your Pokedex quest. Good. We need these. To add to your Pokedex, you have to catch Pokemon. Throw Pokeballs at wild Pokemon to get them. Okay, and now it's just snowing like crazy. It just had like giant snowballs falling from the sky, and now we have just tons of snow. I don't know if this is a random error, if this just happens to be that special day that the programmers put in there for certain programmers' birthdays, or what, but from here it is December 4th, so I don't know. I'll have to look into that and see. But anyway, let's go talk to Mom. Wow, that's a cute Pokemon. Where did you get it? So you're leaving on an adventure? Okay, I'll help too. But what can I do for you? I know. I'll give you this nugget to sell. Sweet. Oh, Be Random. I almost forgot. I got you a little present. Here you go. Yes, the running shoes. Because it's physically impossible to run without them. You'll be able to travel faster, much easier with them. Now go on. Bye, Mom. Letting your 10-year-old son run off into the wide world. And the first thing that happens is an old man runs out to me. I've seen you a couple times. How many Pokemon have you caught? Would you like me to show you how to catch Pokemon? No thanks, sir. That's just fine. Anyway, if you want to catch Pokemon, you have to walk a lot. Well, I'm surely going to be walking a lot. Until I get a bicycle, of course. And since we've already fought a Pokemon on this route, we cannot catch one. Hoot Hoot. You need to be at nighttime as well. I guess I don't really have that fixed up too well. And it's hailing. This is terrible. Why is it hailing out of nowhere? Critical hits. Is like the whole world being snowed on at once, or what? It really seems like it. But this is a new route, so we can catch a Pokemon here. Route 46. And the first Pokemon we've got is a Geodude. A Geodudette. Alright. Now we have him where we want him. Alright, so our first Pokemon. What should we name you? Let's go with Tabby. Short for Tabitha. Alright, we're just back to little snowballs, so that's good. Get our Pokemon healed up. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching my video. Leave any comments, anything you would like to say, and hopefully give me some words of advice. Let me know any questions you'd like to ask me, anything of the sort. I'm B Random, and have a good day.